Good morning, students. Today's English online class is for 8th standard students. So today we will be learning or studying about a lesson called A Lesson for Nakul. This is a story of friends. They were studying in one school and they were living in a boarding school. Nakul and Akash. This lesson is about their friendship, their bonding, their truthfulness, and we have seen in last class or in one of the chapter that you were about the broken gate. There were 5 boys. Among those 5 boys, one boy was a Jack. He was so brave, courageous, and he was so truthful, and he was so loyal. In the same way, even we have studied in one of the lesson Anandi Gopal. There we found her husband. He was so good guide, was so uh, guide to her. He made her to be get successful in her life. He was so motivating her, and he was so inspiration to her. So because of him only, Anandi Gopal can achieve the success in America. She earned her graduation there, and she became the India's first woman doctor. There we found the quality what her husband had, and in the same way, the Jack, the boy who was there in the broken gate, we have seen the quality what he had. The same things we will be finding here in this lesson about a boy called Akash. So Akash and Nakul are the two friends. They were studying in a sixth standard class, and they were also living together in one of the boarding school. They were the roommates there. So here this is a lesson for Nakul. So Nakul will get a lesson from his friend here, the friend who is very always thinking in a positive way, always having a spirit in him. That is how Nakul will get a lesson from Akash. This is what we will be studying and written by Neela Subramaniam. So before that, there is a pre-reading is there as usual. So we'll see this pre-reading, then we can proceed to the lesson. So you can see here, there are some factors are given there here. You read those factors. We need some very good factors to achieve the success. Those factors can be quarrelsome. Do you think to achieve the success you should be quarrelsome, or overconfidence, commitment, goal, ego, positive attitude, and you should struggle, laziness, inspiration, and interest. So just tick the correct words where we need the factors to achieve this success here. There are some are there which are negative forms which do not match to the to get the achieve here. So I think it is very easy to understand here. To get the success in life, we should be always over. We should be always committed, and we should struggle hard. We should be inspiration, and we should have a goal and always think about positive attitude. Then about yeah, these are the qualities what a person should have in him to get the success in him life. So apart from that, there is one question is also there below that. How do people become successful? Do they always choose the safe and acceptable option? This is a question here. Do you agree with the statement that risk lead to success? So to get the success, we should be always have the risks in our life. We get the risks in our life so that we achieve the success. Do you think we should always accept the risk what we face in our life? Is it true? Or without risk also we can get this success? That is what you have to write. That is what the question it is here. So do they always choose the safe and acceptable options? So the persons or the people who always achieve the success just having the safe and acceptable options, or do they like the risks also in their life? What you think? To get the success you need the risks to achieve the success, so or whether it is safe and acceptable options to achieve the success? That is what you feel. You write down your answers then. Okay, so let's begin today's lesson here. There are some points are given there, where the first 6 points are the discussions, are the dialogues, what those group mates, friends are talking to each other after the completion of their mathematics paper. Their exams were going on. Here there was a small discussions was there between all those friend circle after the completion of their exam. They have come out of the examination hall. Now first boy, one of the boys of a class 6 came out of the exam hall. How did the maths paper go? I asked Akash, who was waiting outside. So Akash was also standing there, and one of the boy also came. He asked him, how was your paper? How did you write? So I finished all the problems, though it was quite a tussle, replied Tarun, the monitor of the class. So now one more boy called Tarun is there. He is saying that the paper was little bit tough. It was hard to answer, complete all the problems. So I have finished so means 50-50% I have completed. I have solved the problems, and some kind of a hard paper was it was, so it was little bit tough for me. That was a reply by the class monitor, that is Tarun. So next comes Nakul, came in just then. He looked depressed as usual. Nakul, he also came out of the classroom after completion of his paper. But when sorry, Akash and Tarun, they saw at Nakul, his face was a little bit depressed. He was a little bit sad. That means his paper was not good. He was unable to write something there. That is what we will see here. What's up, Nakul? Maths is your favorite subject. Akash was surprised. So looking at him, Akash is asking him, what is the matter with you? You are somewhat depressed. You're sad because maths is your favorite subject. I thought you will be writing everything. I thought you will be solving all the problems. Then what is the problem with you? Now, what the Nakul will answer? I decided to answer the tough problems first and leave the easy ones for the last 10 minutes, but they took more time than I expected. So I couldn't finish 2 questions, Nakul replied. See, when he came out of the exam hall, he was depressed, he was sad, because the reason was that already maths paper was his favorite paper, but he was unable to complete all the questions. Why? Because what he thought is, first he started solving all the tough problems, which are what he found the tough, those problems he was solving. Then there was no time to solve other sums which were very easy for him. There was very 10 minutes was left there, which was not sufficient for him. So he left 2 questions. Already he knew those answers. He was knowing how to solve those problems, but he was unable to do that because there was no time for him. So that is what the Nakul was depressed, sad when he came out of the examination hall. He was first solving the tough problems. He thought of solving the easy ones later on, but there was no time to solve. And the paper examiner took his paper, but there were 2 questions which he was knowing to do those things, but he was unable to do because of the lack of the time. So that is what Nakul is answering. There was a small discussions there with his classmates there. Then, never mind, it is not the final exam. Write faster next time, or set your watch 10 minutes ahead so that you can answer all the questions. Akash consoled him. So, Akash, here, when he got the answer from Nakul, what is the problem for his depression? So, he is saying that don't mind, Nakul. This is not a final exam. Next, one more exam is there. What we will be facing in the final of this year. So, in that time, in during that period, then that exam, you can complete all the problems. Don't mind anything. Don't feel bad. There is one more chance what you will be getting, so that you can write. And what he is giving a suggestion is, set your watch 10 minutes ahead so that it will be easy for you. So just set on the same day, set your watch 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ನಿನ್ನ ವಾಚ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋ, ಅವಾಗ ನೀನು ಅದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷದ ಕವರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸಜೆಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಬೈ ಆಕಾಶ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಅಂಡ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಕನ್ಸೋಲಿಂಗ್, ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ when it was a turn to by Nakul, what he is answering here is, it's easy to say that as you don't have to worry, Nakul retorted. So as usual, Nakul again in the same somewhat angry manner, he is saying that it is easy to say that you don't have to worry. You are not Maths is my favorite subject. I want to do solve everything properly, but this is a problem with me. You can say it is easy to say, but it is hard to do practically. That is what Nakul is answering here. You don't have to worry anything because it is my problem. It is my favorite subject. That was math. What I did today, that was totally wrong. That is what he was replying in a very retorted manner. So retorted, past tense. So these are also very some examples are there. What you have to keep it in mind: the V1 form and V2 form. These things, retort and retorted. So these are new words. So one word this year, quite a tussle is a idiom here. In this lesson we get some idioms are also there, and last in the glossary part there they have given the meanings of those idioms also. So first idiom is here in this lesson is quite a tussle. So this is the first idiom what you will be getting, and this is the first retort or retorted, the first new word. I think depression is what you already know. Then awful is there. So now, what Akash will reply to Nakul? Akash was a new boy. He had joined the boarding school almost at the end of the first term. Recently, he has joined that school and recently has joined the boarding school. But that is what the first exam he was facing there. So the first half has first term of the school. At the end of the first term, he has joined the school, and they are very new to each other, Nakul and Akash. Even though he is so friendly with Nakul that he is consoling him and he is giving some suggestions also. So here, what is the thing you have to keep it in mind? Just whenever we're reading this lesson, see that always we find Nakul thinking in a negative attitude. This shows us here when we read the lesson, negativeness. That is what Nakul will be thinking. And whereas Akash, where we find his dialogues, always going on, speaking on in a positive way. Okay, this is what when we read this lesson, just keep it in mind about Nakul and Akash. So, when the room was silent that night, Akash woke up suddenly. He looked at the next bed and saw that Nakul was awake. At night, they were all sleeping because, as usual, in the boarding school, the lights will off. Then everybody should be silent there. Then even his room was also silent. When Akash looked at Nakul's bed, he was not sleeping. He was still woke up, and he saw that looked at the next bed and saw that Nakul was awake, still was awake. Then he talked to Nakul. What is the matter? Akash whispered. Whispering means already it is a silent there. He is talking in a very low voice. What is the matter, Nakul? Now, I have made a terrible mistake, Nakul said. That time in the night, Nakul remembered something there. He remembers something mistake he has done. But what is that mistake? So, what is the mistake? Asked Akash. I am sure I have forgotten something. I think I have either written my name or my roll number on the maths answer script. Nakul mumbled dejectedly. See, what Nakul is answering, what Nakul is disappointed about is what the mistake he has done is now at night he is remembering that whether he has written his name or the roll number on the maths answer script. What was the exam today they have finished? He is remembering at night now whether have I written my number or the name on the answer script. And this is what he is telling to Akash here. At the night, they are all sitting on their beds and they are talking here. That is what the mistake Nakul think that he is done today. Okay, now, oh, is that all? I thought something awful had happened. Akash was relieved. Look, it's just 9:30. Sir is sure to be up. Let us go and see him. You can explain what is wrong. Look at again same thing what I have said you. The way Nakul is speaking, the way Akash is consoling him, the way Akash is showing some positiveness. So, oh, is that all? He's not at all taking any tension here. He's so relieved, relaxed. Oh, is that all? I thought something awful had happened. And ದೊಡ್ಡ ಅನಾಹುತ ಆಯ್ತೇನೋ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ. That is not nothing, anything there. Akash was relieved. He was relaxed there. Look, now it is only 9:30, 9:30 p.m. I know that sir sure to be up. Sir innu malgirodilla. Okay, sir means the warden or the teacher or the maths teacher to whom he has hand over the paper there. Let us go and see him. Now itself at 9:30 p.m. we will go and see him, and you can explain what is wrong, what mistake you have done. You have to explain it to the teacher then he will find out your paper, whether you have written your name or the roll number. Then we will come to know the fact what it is. So just it is 9:30, we will go and see our sir. This is what the suggestion given by Akash. Now you are coming to? Thanks. Nakul looked relieved as the two boys crept out of the room and walked to the master's study. So now Akash was consoling and he is giving suggestion. After listening him, now Nakul is asking, "You will be coming to with me? If I go to the teacher's room or the residence, you will be with me?" Could Akash said yes? Then Nakul is saying thank you. Then both of them, they crept out of the room. They both of them, they came out of their room and they started moving towards the teacher's room where the teacher was there, and walked to the master's study. Study is the place where we sit and read some books will be there. So that is the place what preferable for reading there. So here they found the teacher there sitting still there. So they both of them, they went to the teacher, and if they found that master teacher also, Mr. Varghese, was startled to see them and listened to Nakul's stammered explanation. He unlocked a drawer and went through the answer script here. So what when they went to Mr. Varghese is the teacher here. So when they went there, Nakul explained everything, what the mistake he has done in the morning, and he was surprised to see them at the night 9 p.m. So, but even though what Nakul has said everything, he heard everything, and immediately he went inside and he took a drawer. I think drawer you all know what the table storage will be there. Below the table there will be one place where we keep some things, important things, some files. There he took out the drawer there. Then he got the Nakul's paper, he searched it, and he found that everything was clear in his answer script there. Then he will return to the boys there. What then Mr. Varghese will tell now? "You have written your name and roll number, Nakul." You panicked unnecessarily. He watched them leave his room. So now Mr. Varghese was confirmed that he has written the roll number as well as his name. Now he went and said to Nakul, and he is just somewhat he is angry that because of small thing he is doing so much panic, unnecessary panic, and because of him even Akash and the teacher, everybody is little bit depressed also. So that is what Mr. Varghese said. You have written your roll number and the name. He watched them leave his room, and he saw that both of them, after listening, they traveled or they moved toward their room now. Soon the exams were behind them, and the next events the boys looked forward to was school's annual day. As Nakul was tall and well built for his age, the master chose him to play an important role in drama. After the completion, exams were over, all the papers were finished, exams were finished. Now next they were waiting was the, as usual, what you all will be waiting for the end of the academic year, that was the annual day. There was also annual day was there. On that day, Nakul was being selected for one of the drama, the main lead role. He was being selected because he was a very good, handsome, and a tall and a well built for his age. At that age, he was a very good boy, handsome boy, good looking boy. So he was being selected by all the teachers for the main lead role in the drama there for the annual day program. And help, I have got to learn so many lines. Nakul grew. Again, same thing. Nakul, he got the script, he got the dialogues, what his teacher has given him, but he has to rehearse them, he has to practice them. So he had to bahad them. So again, the same thing in a same way, groaned, the same sound. The sad sound again in the same way he is speaking there. Grow, same thing. Always Nakul. See so many lines, so many dialogues I have to practice. That is what he is showing the script to Akash there. I will help you to practice till you are word perfect, Akash Rin. See, look at his what the Akash is telling is Akash again in the same smile, same positive attitude. He is saying that I am here. I will make you to practice everything. You are word perfect. So this is also an idiom here. You are word perfect. You you are word perfect. So underline these things. So what Akash is consoling him, how he is motivating him is that I am here, I will help you, and each and every dialogue, each and every word I'll make you perfect. So that is what his, as usual, in a smile, good manner, he is speaking to Nakul. But what Akash is doing now, Nakul was glad for his generous offer, and with Akash's constant rehearsal, soon learned his lines. So Akash was always with him because of his help, support, and the motivation what he was giving. Nakul learned all the dialogues, all the lines, and he was ready for the drama here. Okay. I hope I won't forget the words. Nakul looked tense before the curtains went up. The day was there, the annual day, the time, the moment, the period came when announcement was made that his drama going to be played now on the stage now. Curtains went up, he was announced there and he was so hopefully standing there. I hope I won't forget the words. Nakul is telling to Akash, May, I have got so much confidence that you made me to work hard, you made me to practice everything. I hope I won't forget the words. ನಾನು ಯಾವುದು ಮರೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. That is what the spirit we found here in Nakul because of Akash here. So don't worry, the words still come, the words will come to you easily. Akash encouraging him. Again, same thing. Akash is encouraging. Don't worry, Nakul. Everything will be clean. Everything will be clear. You will speak. You will say the dialogues. You will. Everything will be going on very smoothly. Don't worry. Everything will be easy. The words will come to you easily as you go on speaking because you have done so much practice. The words will come easily. That is what Akash is again encouraging him. To his surprise, Nakul found that he actually enjoyed his role. The way how he done his role, that is what he was enjoying, and all the dialogues he was saying so clearly, so fluently that the complete drama was his successful there. Thanks, Akash, you are a real gem, he said warmly. Again, Nakul is thanking to Akash once again for his huge support here for all the practice of his dialogues and everything. So that is what again he is saying. You are a real gem. Here, this is also one idiom here. You are you are a real gem. Gem is a precious stone. This precious stone is being now he is Akash, sorry, Nakul is comparing Akash to this very precious gem. You are a real gem. That is what he is so happy that Nakul, after his drama, after this completion of this stage performance, he is thanking to Akash. You are a real gem. I'm so happy. You are so helpful to me. This is what a real gem mean here, and he is so happy that both the friends, because of him now Nakul was a very good actor he has become now. So that is what he is thanking to Akash now. I am glad I could help you, Akash replied. The next day the students were taken to a picnic spot. So ನನಗೆ ಬರ್ತಿತ್ತು ನಾನು ನಿನಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. That is what Akash is saying here so warmly. So his reply was the next day the students were taken to a picnic spot. After that annual day completion of that, they went to the picnic. All of them, they were going for a picnic now. So What is the thing we are finding here in Nakul is the negative attitude, the negative way, the speaking, where we found the same positive opposite thing we found in Akash. So here also the same, the next day they are going to the picnic here. It's sure to rain, Nakul grumbled gloomily. So look at this. They're all moving, they're all going to the picnic here. The same Nakul again, he is saying that the same complaint as usual in a bad manner, in a depressed way. Again, I think it's sure to rain. Already he is just still they are not yet started. He is saying that I think it may rain today because they're all going so happily to enjoy the day. But what Nakul is thinking that he's saying that it may rain today, it's sure to rain. Same negative things he's saying here. No, it won't. The sun will come out soon and the day will be fine, Akash declared and looked at Nakul. Why do you always look at the dark side of things? He said. Don't be a wet blanket all the time. So look at this. What he's saying is Akash is now speaking to Nakul here. No, no, no. I don't think it may rain today because the sun will come out and soon the sky will be clear so that we will have a very good and a happy, enjoyable day today. We will enjoy everything. Everything will be fine there. That is what Akash is telling here. And why do you always look at the dark side of the things? What is that? Is what he is asking. Always I have found you. You will be always speaking the dark side. That means always you will be thinking a negative side. Always you will be in a very negative attitude. I have seen you. So that is why you will think in same that way. That is what Akash is asking to Nakul now. And don't be a wet blanket all the time. Here one more idiom is there. What the person who have the negative qualities or the negative thinking, that is what to be a wet blanket all the time. That is why you will be always thinking the negative things. That is what always thinking very some unwanted things you will be thinking. So that is what the idiom is here is don't be a wet blanket all the time. A wet blanket. A wet blanket. So the wet blanket, this after hearing this, what Nakul is saying now, what Nakul is feeling now, because Akash is asking me why always you will be thinking about a negative thinking, a negative attitude. Why do you behave like a wet blanket? Don't be a wet blanket all the time. All the time. That is what he is asking now. What Nakul will say now. Nakul felt annoyed and walked away to join the other boys. He refused to admit that Akash's judgment was correct. As usual, the day did turn out to be fine. In spite of this, Nakul found himself unable to enjoy the outing. Was it because of his tiff with Akash that he found himself unable to enjoy the outing? Thought Nakul, who was hidden behind some rocks as he overheard his masters talking. So, when Nakash said these words, Nakul was depressed and annoyed somewhat. He felt very bad what the way Akash is talking to him. Then what he did is he went away from him. He walked away to join the other boys. He went with his some other friends and he refused to admit that Akash's judgment was correct. What Akash is saying, that is always he thinks about the negative things, dark side of the things, and always he found him a wet blanket. That is what Akash is saying. But Nakul is not at all ready what Akash is saying. He is not ready to accept what Akash is saying. That is what he felt annoyed and he went to join his other friends. He left Akash alone here and he went to play with some other boys. But the day turned out to be fine. In spite of this, Nakul found himself unable to enjoy outing. But as usual, what Akash has said, it may not rain. That's what happened there. The sun was out, the sky was clear, and the day turned to be very fine. Everybody enjoyed there. There was a lot of a fun. Happily, they were their lunch. They enjoyed. They played. But whereas Nakul was he didn't find so much comfortable there. He didn't find anybody there. He didn't mingle with anybody there. But that is what the tiff he had with Akash that day. He found himself unable to enjoy the outing also. The day he didn't enjoy there also. Was it because of his trip with Akash that he found himself unable to enjoy the outing? This is what his two teachers who had gone there with the students, Mr. Varghese and one more the games teachers. They are talking to each other. There, they are talking about Akash. That is what being he heard by Nakul here. Nakul is playing with some other boys. The two teachers are talking there. Was it because of his tiff with Akash that he found himself unable? The tiff is means some misunderstanding is there between Akash and Nakul. Because of that only, Nakul is unable to enjoy today because he is away from Akash. That is what we can see there. The two teachers are talking there. They are talking about Akash and Nakul. The difference, what happened there, that some disappointment was there between those two, and this is what all been heard by Nakul. He was behind some rocks there. He was sitting there. The two teachers are talking about those friends. That is what he heard there, and what Nakul will do. Again, the conversation between the two teachers are going on. Just Nakul is hearing them what the teachers are talking there. I admire that plucky little fellow, Akash. He's so cheerful despite his lame leg. This is a fact. What we came to know that about Akash is, I admire that plucky little fellow, Akash. He is so cheerful despite his lame leg, said Mr. Varghese. Mr. Varghese is the same teacher, maths teacher. He is there with the students now in the picnic. He is speaking to his teacher, one of the colleague there, games teacher. Now, Nakul is sitting there very near to them. He is hidden somewhere there. He is listening to the teacher, and what the Varghese is saying, I admire, I appreciate, I love that boy. Because lame is a boy who is having a paralyzed leg there. One of his leg is paralyzed. That is what he is there. Akash is, even though because of his lame leg, he is so cheerful. That is what the quality what Akash has. He's been appreciated, he's been admired by all the teachers. Now the same dialogues, the same things is being heard by the Nakul. Now Nakul came to know that everybody admires, everybody loves Akash because of his cheerfulness, because of his encouraging quality what he had with him. That is what the Varghese teacher is also seeing now. You're right, I have been watching him and really marvel at how courageously he faces things. Agreed, the games teacher. Do you know he is always ready to help others? So, what the again, one more teacher is there, games teacher. He is replying to Mr. Varghese. You're right, Mr. Varghese. I have been watching him so many days. I have so many months it is past. I have seen always really marvel at how courageously he faces things. In spite of his lame leg, Kalon paralyzed Agibruno, always he will be in a positive way, positive thinking, and always we found him encouraging, motivating, the cheerfulness. That is what he faces the things so happily. Then games teacher is talking to Mr. Varghese. Do you know he is always ready to help others? He found that always he likes, and they found Akash always helping to some other friends. Always he has, because of, in spite of his lame leg, always they found him helping to each other. He didn't find that he is paralyzed there, that is, he is somewhat unable to do the things very easily what the other people will do, but he didn't find that was an obstacle for him. But even though always they found him helping to each other. That is what the teachers are talking, and these things are being heard by now Nakul, who is there behind the rock, who is all listening the teachers talking. Okay, we will stop our lesson here. We will continue tomorrow next class. So ready the whole thing once again. I found out some new words. Uh, get those new meanings from the dictionary. Okay, students. Thank you very much.